Hello, parents. Welcome back from spring break. I hope that you had a great spring break. We had a blast on our spring break event, so thank you for those of you who served and came with us to make that event possible. This is the second half of our spring semester, and so first I would say continue watching the newsletter because signups for things like our transition events, Flubber Nubber, and of course Atlanta, which is already live, will continue to be put in front of you. Make sure you sign up for those things. Helps us if you sign up ahead of time. Really trying to shift that culture a little bit, particularly now that we're having to get charter buses. It's very, very, very important that we fill the seats in those charter buses, and so if we don't need them, we don't need to buy them. And so just help us out by continuing to sign up for events early. This week, we are going to be continuing in our Who is God series as we transitioned from the Father now to the Son by looking at three specific names that the Son has. We started the week before spring break talking about Emmanuel, that God is with us, walking through a story of really connecting this idea that He's with you. He's not some distant God. He came through the manger, which will eventually get to the cross, which is where we're going to be this week. And by getting to the cross, it's a great opportunity to go. We could teach on it, or we could let them interact with it. And so we're going to let them interact with it this week. We are going to be doing a condensed version of the stations of the cross so that students can interact with each piece of what was going on in the midst of Jesus giving His life for us. There's going to be lots of touching elements, seeing elements, smelling elements, sometimes maybe a tasting element, an interactive element where they're actually doing something. All of those elements kind of in this prayer station format to help them interact with the cross, as well as worship, both individually and corporately. So it's going to be a great week, and then they're going to finish off in life groups talking about what they saw. So what we need from you is as they go home to ask the same questions. What'd you see? What'd you hear? What stirred you? What part might have convicted you, etc. And just interact with your student and just see. These are very different experiences. And yet they're good because they make us think about some truths that maybe we've heard a lot but haven't really sat with. So that's where we're heading this week. I really don't have anything else for you this week except a thank you for your continued love and support. We ask that you continue to pray for what God is doing in our student ministry as we continue to grow, both spiritually within the lives of our students and your lives as we continue partnering, and then numerically and what that means. And just small things like I mentioned earlier, charter buses, it just begins to tweak something where you just have to do other things with much more excellence. So continue to pray for that we continue to have teams that are expanding that can lead you and your students through this journey of middle school and high school. So we love you, and if you need anything, you know where I am.